and we're honored to mobilize people like yourselves. Congratulations.
Heartwarming.
I'm going to start.
Thank you.
Pleasure. It's our pleasure. I'm going to start by, let's start with Hassan, and then we'll go to Louise, and we'll go to Prof Mazwe with the question, which is, in absolute essence, what have you learned about how to be a successful leader, which you wish you knew early on in life? Basically, give us your best tip or tips on successful leadership. Hassan, go for it.
Thank you, Adrian. I've had some reflection on the question, and quickly 3 points come to my mind that over the decades I've learned and later on realized that leadership is sacrifice. And we often underestimate, that, but leadership is sacrifice. You have to be selfless to be able to be successful in leadership, particularly leadership for people, because that's also important to kind of break down. The second is what I now have come to learn is that leadership is like raising a child. And it comes with its trials and tribulations, but there's a joy in seeing the progress of the growth of the child, and that's the way I've come to appreciate leadership. And that brings me to the third point, which is that in leadership or with leadership, gratification starts with the self. That you have to hone your ability to gratify self, to be happy with your progress. Because if you lead with the expectation that there will be a reward, there will be recognition, there will be an award, there will be an Oscar, something like that, then you will be leading a sad leadership life. So I've had to learn to appreciate and do self-appraisal and mark self and set my own targets. Nobody comes and sets targets for me and say, as a leader, I want you to be, at this level in the next 5 years. Right? It has to be me, and I have to have the vision, plan it, get the execution, deal with the trials and tribulations, pat myself on the back where I think I've done a good job. Along the way, there will be gratification from others, recognition from others, awards from others, but that's a cherry, on top of the cake.
Yeah.
If you reverse the coin and say, as I lead, I expect that others will, honor me, others will award me, others will recognize me, then it can be a very painful leadership journey. Because, as my colleagues will probably agree, that it's seldom the case, right?
Fantastic.
That's why you see that the humans in us, we often remember people after they're dead. We always, memorize and recognize and take note of what people have achieved in leadership when they're long gone, because, it's seldom that we do that appreciation in the now.
In the now.
So those are my three.
Thank you, Hassan. Powerful. I like interviewing, and I would like to go further with that, but we're going to keep it short, and we will in time. Thank you so much. Dr. Louise, your thoughts?
Do you want us to respond to what Hassan said?
No. Just go with your lessons, your leadership. We would like to, I know, but we don't have the time for that. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So my thoughts is again quite an interesting question to kind of summarize our leadership lessons. But here are three. The first one is link to what Bill O'Brien said, that the success of the intervention is dependent on the interior condition of the intervener. I wish I knew when I started out how important it is for me to manage what goes on inside me, because people respond to that first, way before they respond to any of our words or anything. So we as leaders have to take responsibility to what is happening inside of us, because that's what we transmit. The second thing I have just been reminded of every single day is that, you know, we all grew up with the idea that there's between stimulus and response, there is a gap, and it's in that gap where the important decisions get made. I now say that leadership happens in the gap. And so that's our opportunity to make wiser decisions around, you know, what we're going to do. And then lastly, that our job as leaders is to create an environment where people can make their best contribution. And so going back to the first point, we get to ask ourselves, who am I being that the people around me have shining eyes or not? And if we start to measure our own leadership in terms of shining eyes, amazing things happen around it. We unleash human energy. So that's what my 3 thoughts.
Thank you so much. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Prof Majola.
Thank you, Adrian. Probably three points as well, very briefly. Number one is that leadership is not universal. It's contextual. I know that probably there might be some oxymoron in that, but basically it means that you are a leader in your little corner, but you are also led somewhere else. And that brings humility to you as a leader, because you are not leading anywhere and everywhere you go. You'll be leading somewhere, and then you'll be led somewhere. So it brings you that humility that you're a leader follower. For example, you might be a leader, you are leading this team at work, but I always say that you are actually, even though the team members that you are leading other leaders there as well. Because the people that you are leaders, they are also leaders somewhere else. A quick example, you might be having a team member in your team that is a chairperson of a school governing body. And then find that your child goes in that school. So during the day, you are leading this person submitting to you. But in the afternoon at 6 p.m., you've got to rush to a school meeting. During the day, you are leading this person. And when you get there, the same person that you are leading during the day is the one who is sharing the meeting. And then you have to sit at the back there, and then this person is calling the shots, is telling you that, ladies and gentlemen, we need an extra teacher for our maths. We need a coach for our rugby team. We need this. And then in few hours, during the next hours, you'll be the one who's taking over. That person will be submitting to you. So it brings that humility to you that it doesn't mean that wherever you go, you'll be leading. But 2, the people that we are leading are also leaders in their own right. They're coming from different villages. They're very, very respected where they're coming from. They're coming from different structures, their communities. They're very, very respected when they're coming from. So it's very important. It gives that respect and that humility to you as a leader. Secondly, very briefly, that leadership is in the eye of a beholder. It's like a beauty. It's like beauty. You may be leading 10 people, and then if you were to go, or if someone were to come and ask those people about your leadership, you will get different responses from those people. Maybe because of a certain decisions that you've taken, or maybe the things that you have done to different people. Another 1 or 2, they might say, wow, we've got the greatest leader in our midst. But another 3, they might be saying that, no, this is not a good leader. Another one might say that this is a very poor leader. So it just depends on what people are saying about you as far as your leadership acumen. I think I'll stop there, Adrian. Thank you very much.
That's fantastic. And I know with all of you, we can have a long conversation, and we will in time, as we have our Successful Leader Councils, we will counsel in deeper measure about these issues. Thank you so much for all of your magnificent thoughts, and I look forward to sharing it with the world out there.
Thank you.